According to a survey by AARP, 6 out of 10 Americans over the age of 60 have no clear plan for organizing their financial documents. And that's leaving their loved ones to stumble in the dark, right at the moment when they most need clarity and guidance. Most of us aren't naturally ready to think about others having to manage the things we once handled on our own. But the truth is, at some point, someone else may need to understand the systems we built silently over the years. They won't just be straightening up a room. They'll be trying to make sense of things we never got around to writing down. Overstuffed drawers, unlabeled envelopes, scattered folders. No one knows which papers still matter and which ones don't. And in moments that should be calm and connective, confusion often takes over, sometimes even misunderstanding or tension. Not because anyone did something wrong, but simply because no one got the chance to prepare. None of us wants disorganization to become part of the story we leave behind. The good news is, you can change that, starting today. In this video, Senior Rise will walk you through the 5 most important financial papers every senior should organize clearly starting now. You don't need a lawyer. You don't need hours at a notary office. All it takes is a pen, a quiet morning, and a little intention to bring peace of mind for yourself and clarity for the people who matter most. And if you stay with us until the end, Senior Rise will gift you a simple, powerful checklist that has already helped hundreds of older adults declutter their financial life, without pressure, without complexity, but with real results. If you find this topic helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a comment below so we can continue walking this journey together. We're moving forward, slowly, meaningfully, one step at a time. 1. Insurance policies. Clarity brings calm. There's a unique kind of peace that comes from knowing the most important things in your life are in order. And for many older adults, insurance policies are part of that peace, not because of how much they're worth, but because you took the initiative, planned ahead, and wanted to make sure your loved ones wouldn't be left guessing when it matters most. Mrs. Eleanor, 68, who lives just outside Portland, shared her experience after reviewing her financial paperwork one quiet afternoon. I realized the life insurance policy I bought 15 years ago was still active, but my daughter had no idea it even existed. So I wrote a short note with the policy number, company name, and agent contact, placed it in a plastic sleeve, and put it in a visible drawer. It only took 10 minutes, but it brought me so much peace of mind. The truth is, many of us have one or more types of insurance: life, medical, or critical illness coverage. But over time, papers get misplaced, information changes, and we forget something simple yet important. If no one knows it exists, it's as if it doesn't. So here's one small action you can take today. You don't have to overhaul anything. Just review the policies you currently have. Write down the basics: insurance company, policy number, and beneficiary, if any. Store them in a clearly labeled folder. Let someone you trust know where to find them. And if you're not quite ready to share all the details, that's perfectly okay. You can simply write a basic instruction note, label it Important Documents, and place it somewhere easy to see. Doing this doesn't just bring clarity to others, it also gives you a deeper sense of ownership and confidence in your own life. Just something to think about. When was the last time you reviewed your insurance policies? Is the beneficiary information still accurate? Does your family know you've already taken care of this? You don't have to get it all done in one day. But starting with one small step, that already puts you ahead of most. 2. Wills and power of attorney. Bringing clarity to your life. so no one has to guess. Legal paperwork is something most people would rather avoid. It sounds dry, maybe even distant, but in reality, a well-prepared document, written clearly and at the right time, can be one of the greatest gifts of peace you give yourself and your family. For many people over 60, having a basic will or a power of attorney isn't about fear or preparing for the worst. It's simply about ensuring no one has to make uncertain decisions on your behalf. Take Mr. Walter, 72, from Ohio. He used to believe he didn't need a will. He had 2 adult children and often told them, "Just split everything when the time comes. There's nothing complicated." But after chatting with a longtime friend, who happened to be a retired lawyer, he began to reconsider. "I thought saying it out loud was enough," he said. Then my friend asked, "What if one day your son wants to sell the house you and your wife live in, but your daughter doesn't agree? Who gets to decide?" That's when I realized, without written clarity, even love can turn into confusion. So Mr. Walter sat down and wrote a simple will, not to divide assets, but to clearly express his wishes and to avoid placing tough decisions on his children's shoulders. What about a power of attorney? A power of attorney, POA, is a legal document that allows someone you trust to make decisions on your behalf when you're not able to. That could mean finances, healthcare, banking, or day-to-day matters. Choosing a trusted representative helps you stay in control, even in situations you didn't plan for, and avoids delays if no one has the legal right to act for you. You can assign POA in different forms. Short-term, like when you're traveling or recovering from surgery. Long-term, when you need extended support. The best part? You can update or change your POA anytime. That's your right. Writing a will doesn't mean you're getting ready to go. It simply means you're protecting what you've built and offering the people you love a sense of clarity rather than difficult choices. If someone needed to make a financial decision for you, would they be legally allowed to? If you have specific wishes about your home or assets, have they been clearly written down? Sometimes, all it takes is a quiet afternoon, a pen, and a thoughtful conversation with someone close to you. That one simple act can bring more clarity than you imagine. 3. Bank accounts and access info stay in control, so no one has to guess. The longer we live, the more financial tools we tend to collect. Savings accounts, credit cards, retirement funds, online banking, mobile wallets, even investment apps. Each one serves a purpose at some point in life. But over time, some are forgotten, some are left open, and many are known only to you. That's when things can become more complicated than they need to be. Mrs. Linda, 70, from Arizona. She once opened accounts at 3 different banks, each offering its own perks. One was used to receive her pension, another to auto-pay bills, a third to send money to her grandson. A few years later, she couldn't remember which account was for what. Everything still worked, until she changed her phone. "I forgot my banking app passwords and couldn't remember which account was paying for my insurance. I had to call each bank, reset passwords, verify my identity. It was exhausting." After that, she sat down and organized everything. Bank names, purpose of each account numbers, login details, carefully stored or encrypted, and most importantly, a person she trusted to help if needed. She didn't share every detail immediately, but she created a clear, simple summary and placed it in a safe location. She told her daughter where to find it, and suddenly, everything felt easier. That fear of losing control slowly disappeared. Here are a few things you can do today. Write down all your bank names, account numbers, and which apps you use, short and simple. Create a login guide, stored separately or in a secure password manager. Let one trusted person know where this information is kept. Review and update your records every 6 months or whenever something changes. This small habit will not only help you feel in control of your financial life, it will also save your loved ones time, stress, and confusion if they ever need to step in and help. How many bank accounts are you currently using? Does anyone else know what they're used for? If you got locked out today, do you know where to find all the access details? Just one relaxed morning of reviewing things can make your mind feel brighter and your heart lighter. 4. Debts and financial obligations. Knowing clearly to live lighter. There's a very special kind of peace that comes from knowing exactly what financial responsibilities you still have and how they are being handled. Many people don't carry large debts, yet they still feel uneasy because they're not sure what's fully paid off and what might still be outstanding. It's this uncertainty that makes the heart feel heavy. Mr. Charles, 75, from Pennsylvania, is a good example. He once took a small loan to renovate his home more than 10 years ago. Later, he paid off a car loan, and he cancelled several old credit cards. And yet, he always carried a lingering worry. Maybe there's something I missed. I didn't know if I still owed money to someone. Occasionally, a strange letter would arrive, or I'd get a call about a debt I didn't recognize. It felt like I was being controlled by things I couldn't quite see clearly. One morning, Mr. Charles sat down with his daughter, who worked in finance, to review everything. Together, they checked 3 months of bank statements, emails and letters about financial obligations, old loan documents, his personal credit report. Within just a few hours, everything became clear. He had no debts to worry about. But more importantly, he now had a clean list in hand, and with it, peace of mind. Where can you begin? Write down every current debt, even the small ones. Note the creditor's name, amount, last payment date, and method of payment. Keep payoff confirmation letters or digital copies for monthly installments. Create a simple reminder schedule. You don't need to solve everything in one day, but clarity itself will release tension from within, like opening the curtains in the morning and letting the light in. A few gentle questions to consider. Are you still making installment payments on anything? Is there a debt you're unsure is really settled? Have you checked your credit report in the past year or two? Give yourself the right to know and the right to rest easy. Because once things are clear, it feels as if a heavy load has been lifted from your shoulders and you can walk lighter. 5. Medical records and personal preferences. Living fully your way. After 60, everyone has at least a few medical checkups, prescriptions, tests, or treatments. Over the years, those details get scattered in hospital records, pharmacy slips, emails, notebooks, or sometimes just in memory. Organizing your medical information and writing down your personal care preferences is not a luxury. It's your way of saying, I know what I want, I'm ready to guide my life at every stage. Mrs. Joanne, 66, from Seattle, shared a simple story. She was once admitted to the hospital due to a mild reaction to medication, not life-threatening, but serious enough for the doctors to keep her under observation. They asked me so many questions. What medications are you taking? Any medical history? Allergies? I knew the answers, but I felt flustered. Everything was in my head, and in that moment, my mind wasn't so clear. After that, Mrs. Joanne began writing everything down. Her list of medications, including doses and times. her primary doctor's name and regular clinic, her medical history and allergies, and even her personal wishes, what she would want if someone else ever had to help care for her. She didn't think she would need it right away. But she later said, "When I wrote it out, I felt calmer. I understood my body more clearly. And I wanted others to understand too, if the day ever came when I needed help." There are things in life that only need to be written once, yet they give us calm and confidence for many years to come. Not because of fear, but because we know the essentials are in place. When you write down your medical information and your wishes, how you'd like to be cared for, where you feel most at peace, it's more than just paperwork. It's a quiet declaration. This is my body, this is my life, and I want to live it in the way that makes me feel whole. When we are young, we live at the speed of dreams. But as the years go by, we begin to live with the depth of clarity, and perhaps financial decluttering of papers, information, and personal wishes is part of that clarity. You don't need to finish everything in one day. You don't need to make big changes. All you need is to begin, one small step at a time, and that in itself is already an act of love for yourself and for those around you. Maybe today you simply write down the names of your insurance policies. Maybe next week you create a folder to store your banking information, or jot down a few notes you'd like your doctor to know. Or perhaps even simpler, you tell a loved one, "I'm starting to put things in order, so it's clearer for everyone." Nothing has to be complicated, because that calm, intentional act is already a gift. Remember, this isn't about the ending. It's about how we choose to live the rest of our years, with lightness, clarity, and choice. You don't have to be perfect, just clear enough for your loved ones to understand. Simple enough that you no longer carry hidden worries, and organized enough that anyone who steps in later can follow with gratitude and respect. If you're still here, thank you for giving your time to listen to a topic that may seem small, but is deeply important. As promised, Senior Rise has prepared a simple checklist to help you begin organizing your financial life in a gentle, practical way. If you'd like to receive it, just leave a comment below with the words, "I want to start." We'll send you the free download link. And if today's video sparked something in you, don't hesitate to share it. Perhaps a friend or loved one also needs exactly this guidance. Subscribe to Senior Rise to keep exploring simple yet fulfilling ways of living after 60, because we believe every year we have left deserves to be lived with more clarity and more ease.